In 1998, a small yet promising manga was adapted to an animated television series produced by Obi Planning and Prime Direction. The first episode of which premiered on Fuji TV on April 8, 1998. The first series ran for 26 weekly episodes, with the final airing on December 5, 1998. The series I'm speaking of is known as Initial D. For those who may have never heard of this anime, Initial D largely focuses on Takumi Fujiwara and his Toyota Trueno AE86. Acting as a delivery boy for his father, Takumi gains experience in racing lines and drifting, soon finding himself in an impromptu race with an RX-7. After winning said race, he is given the nickname of the White Ghost of Akina. Throughout the series, he represents Akina Speedstars in mini races, and eventually joins Project D as the downhill ace. Initial D met its end in 2013 with the final stage season, and many were yearning for more of this true racing media. Fans were left waiting in a void, but in the deep darkness there was a shining light, one that promises to fill the hole in our hearts. This series is known as MF Ghost, written and illustrated by the creator of Initial D. MF Ghost focuses on a new cast and car within the same universe as Initial D, focusing on cars of modern times, and from these teaser images, you can get kind of an idea of what I mean. The show doesn't take after Initial D in that it doesn't show a majority focus on JDM cars. More of a spread out mixing pot, MF Ghost promises to be another great racing anime for years to come. Now you may be asking, what am I getting at? Well, I'm going to take a look at the legitimacy of the hero car at GT86, known for a terrible torque dip, racing and assumingly beating these supercars. Today we are going to race a Ferrari 458 Italia, which can be seen in some of the teaser images. Driving the hero car, I'm going to see if it's possible for this Toyota sports car with little over 200 horsepower to beat a Ferrari supercar with 570 horsepower. For everybody watching, this is my first ever Assetto Corsa video, but we are recreating the GT86 versus Ferrari race that I presume happens in the MF Ghost anime. We have a little bit of leaked images that show them in a race. That the GT86 takes on these Ferraris and Porsches, and I'm pretty sure there's Alpha, a few other cars that he goes against. But it is connected to the Initial D thing, and we're gonna do a few tries. Whatever try works out the best, we'll work with that one. That'll be the one you see. So if it cuts, you know what happened. Alright. Launching the car around 5,000, which is on the torque dip right above it. Trying not to get enough tire spin to see. Holding with the Ferrari until first gear, and then he's gone. Alright, until the end of first gear, and then it's... Whoa! Hey, buddy! Whoa! Aggression is a little high. I wanted to make it not stupid, because I'm assuming that it would be raced, but I wanted to make it possible, so it is a little bit on the duller side, but its aggression is still pretty high. Oh. Not a shifter, but my wheel lock just came undone. Try not to spin my tires because I know it's a death sentence. This turn is really agonizing. It doesn't want you to accelerate out of it until you have the peak perfect spot, or you'll spin your back tires out almost into in front of you. It really does not like it, and I don't like it either. A little bit of turning. That's what I got. Still tracking the Ferrari pretty well here. Haven't found an easy way to pass or anything yet, but we're not more than a quarter done with this track, maybe less than a quarter done. Looking for this corner because he's on his brakes really hard, trying to hug it. Okay. Now the AI isn't stupid, but it isn't smart. It's I gave it the kind of douchebag I assume this Ferrari driver is going to be in the anime. Aggressive as hell. That right there is what's going to kill us. Missing the clutch pedal. Oh. Diving in deep. Alright. Going. No, that's the outside. right on his tail end. Looking for this corner. A little bit of a love tap there. On the outside to the inside, passing the Ferrari. Little bit of slide there, don't want that to happen. Right before the straight, good pass. Now the Ferrari has to get around us when we're on the straight. A little bit of dab brake because this thing has understeer on long turns. But since he can't pass me on the straight, since I'm in front, he can't rip away from me either. Braking before this turn, adding a little bit of pressure onto it. Now we've got a pretty much flat at corner here, but we got to remember the brake as soon as the turn ends. Oh, a little bit of tap on the wall. Nothing too major. Coming around the corner. Alrighty. Still in front with the Ferrari chasing right behind. The Ferrari isn't a racing Ferrari, but it is a special. But I am just lighter through these corners. And that's where I think the GT86 really shines. Because these corners back to back, just throwing the end of this just throwing the tail end out on these corners. Oh, is what's making this shine beautiful. That understeer actually helped the turn. Going in with a little too much understeer, not enough that that clutch kick couldn't do. And we're coming through with the 90-degree right hand. Now there's a tricky left-hander coming up here that I always end up launching the car off of. Not this turn yet. Keeping that slide under control there. Going right, taking a left, and then here we are. Switch back. Oh, the understeer. Tragic understeer. Still pulling through. Alright, coming up to that corner, that horrible left turn that I hate. Understeer's tragic again. Putting it the first, second to kick the back end out. This is where we want slide, these switchbacks. It's perfect for sliding. Coming through to the left. We've got another tight right-hander. Coming up, brake early because of the understeer. Alright, coming through. Final turn. And we're gone! Barely ever touching 60 miles an hour in this car. But it's over. Oh, and so am I. So, I was able to prove that it's possible for a GT86 to beat a Ferrari 458 Italia, but it wasn't an easy task. I ended up crashing a few times, and surprisingly, going down the hills and down the mountain, there was an unprecedented amount of understeer. My worst crash, or I guess it wasn't really a crash, but I definitely hit the wall pretty hard, was because of understeer, and I just wasn't braking. It was just understeer. I wasn't under acceleration or braking. I was stuck in understeer, but I was able to come out on top. So for those who have watched this video all the way through, I'd like to know what you enjoyed about this or what you didn't like. If you liked the intro, if you liked the style of cutting in between two different shots of the car when I was driving it, or if you didn't like those things. And I would like to know your feedback so I can improve later on. If this video does well or okay, I will be back with another one quite soon. So stay tuned.